All right, hey Sherwin, just a quick video here for you. I'm gonna have you work on a project here today. So when you get started working, whenever that is, just go ahead and start on this first. So what I need you to do is go to Dropbox, and I know yours will look different on the website. I have it on my desktop, which is why you're seeing it differently. But when you go onto Kite and Crest Dropbox, you should see the Kite and Crest copy, and then under the Sherwin mockup folder, I added some more folders in here. So basically, what I did is I added mockups for like just some finished pictures that are ready to be have a slight adjustment done to them. So what I need done to these is for you to add in essentially this. So if I open this, I need you to add in the ships today and this Kite and Crest logo to each one. And they're already all resized, so each image should be 2500 by 2500 pixels. If not, you quickly change that if you see that, like, the ships today looks really small or really big, but they should already all be the same size, so it shouldn't be an issue. So I just need you to come in here and go through these images and add in what I just showed you, the ships today and whatnot. And I think the easiest way to do that will be to go to the Sherwin Mockup folder, and you're gonna see the template. So I added a template folder. So what I recommend you do is you first come here, you open the template folder, and you open both of these here. So the only difference between these is this one has ships today and the Kite and Crest logo, and then this one has just the Kite and Crest logo. And as you can see, this one has the opacity set at 80%, whereas this one has the opacity set at 100. There's different requirements for one of our vendors, so we have to have, they're making us have a lower opacity on one of our images without the ships today, which is why we need two images for each one. So what I really need you to do is click File, Open, and then go to the folder. So again, I'm doing it through my desktop, but you'll see this on Dropbox. So Kite and Crest copy, we'll go to Sherwin mockup, and we'll go to Blue Jean. As you can see, I've already started some of them. I've done mockup 1, mockup 2, mockup 3, and the way I'm naming these is I'm just going in order. So mockup 1, mockup 2, mockup 3, and I actually missed this one right here, it looks like. So you can just work that one in when you're going, but just as you're going through, just name them in each folder: mockup 1, mockup 2, mockup 3. So in the butter folder, this will also have mockup 1, mockup 2, mockup 3, and save the files into the folder. Now, when you're creating these, there's one thing that you can't see right away, but I'm gonna open this one because I've not done it yet. What I recommend you do is you open up, each pictures you're going. We'll first create the first one, so command or copy that layer, click ships today, and then we're gonna go back here and copy the other layer, and then put that down here. I usually put in the back on corner. I do like 7 clicks to the left, 7 clicks up, just get off the corner, so it's a little bit up. And then you can adjust this so it looks good. If for some reason the model is way over here on this side, you can put the ships today. You can reflect it and put the ships today over here. But whenever possible, put the ships today over here unless it just doesn't look good to you. So once we do that, there's actually one other step we got to do, and that is we need to draw a rectangle on our subject. Okay, so pretend this is like a design. So we need to draw a rectangle on our subject. And the reason we do this is because we have a software that actually comes in and it replaces this rectangle with our artwork. So that way we can automatically create mock-up images very quickly. So when you make this rectangle, it's very important that the sizing is correct and it looks relatively good on the model. So the first thing you'll do is you create the rectangle, and you'll see the neckline here down to the top of the rectangle. Try to go for about this distance. Most t-shirts and whatnot have about that much distance between the neckline and the start of the artwork. And because the artwork will be placed at the very top. So it'll be placed in the very top, in the center, and it will work its way down. So start it around there, and make all of them about this wide. And as you can see, we should rotate this rectangle because she is standing at an angle, like this. However, before we can do that, there's one thing we got to do. We'll make the rectangle on our subject. We're going to go to rectangle 1 and title this Smart OBJ. Okay, that's just for the software, but every single rectangle must have that name. smart obj. And as you can see, smart doesn't have the A, it's just SMRT obj. Okay, so that, very important that that's spelled correctly. Now, before we can rotate this rectangle, we need to make it a smart object. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna make it into a, convert to smart object. Okay, cool. Convert that to a smart object, and that's just because we need it to be a smart object in order for our software to recognize it to put the artwork in here. Once it's a smart object, we can click Command T or Control T, whatever you're working on, to transform it, and that's when we can kind of make it, at an angle. Now, one other thing that's very important is when you do this, do not resize it, okay? Once you create the rectangle, you can create the rectangle, you can convert and mess around with it, but once you convert it to a smart object, do not resize the rectangle. It'll cause the artwork to be warped. You can rotate the rectangle to fit the sweatshirt better, but you cannot resize it, okay? If you get to this step and you want to resize the rectangle, I recommend you delete the layer and we just create a new rectangle with whatever dimensions that you want, and then go through the steps again. So do that, convert to smart object, name it SMRT OBJ, and whatnot. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna just recreate that really quick. Actually, better, I'll just go Command Z. Well, let me back up that far. No, I guess not. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So I just Command Z back to here. So yeah, create the rectangles again about that far down and about this wide on every single mock-up, okay, to give you an idea on how big this should be. And then once that's done, we're gonna double click on this. We're gonna add a new layer. We're gonna hide the green. Click Command S, or you can click File, Save, whatever it is. Once you click File, Save, you can just X out of the smart object. And then as you can see, it's now hidden behind that layer, which is perfect. The rectangle is still there, as I'm sure you know. That is where the design will go. Once we run our software, it'll be placed on there automatically. So there, we're done with this mockup. We're gonna click File, Save As. I'm gonna save this one as mockup 4 because it's the 4th image in the thing. Well, I guess 5th because I missed that one, but save it as mockup 4. I'm gonna click Save. And I'm saving it again. I'm saving it right back into this folder. You can see, yep, it's loading, and you can see there's mockup 4, the one I just did. Now, once that's done, we need to create the other mockup. So all we do is we just delete that, come over here, copy that, the 80% opacity kite and crest. We're gonna delete that kite and crest, and then paste the new one down here. And then, like 7-ish, 7. And now we're gonna click, and the rectangle's still there, so we're all good. We're gonna click File, Save As, and we're gonna save this one as mockup 4, but add the word affinity to the end, because that is who that is for. So we're gonna need to save it as mockup 4 affinity, and we'll click Save and click OK. And that's that. Once that's done, you can X out of there. And again, we'll do the same process. So just do one more time, because I know it's quite a bit, but I'm to show you one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think we're on that one now. I'm gonna click File, Open, and let's see, because yeah, we did that one last. So I think we're on 1, 2, 3. I think we're on here right now. What we're gonna do is we have her. We're gonna come. We're gonna click. We're gonna copy that. Put that over here, just kind of like in the middle, wherever it looks good. Don't put it too high, too low, just somewhere in the middle-ish. It could be like anywhere as high as here, maybe as low as here, but it's just kind of in that range. Put that here, move it over 7, up 7, kind of good right there. And then again, we're gonna add that rectangle. So we're gonna draw the rectangle in here, just like that, and kind of make them just, all about this size. And, you can see the neckline, that's probably good, probably pretty good how that is. If maybe it's a smidge lower, but right in there, it's probably better where it was. And once we have that, you can see she's already straight up and down, so we don't need to rotate the rectangle. So I'm gonna rename the rectangle SMRT OBJ, and I'm gonna convert that to a smart object. And now if I needed to angle a rectangle, I could, because it's a smart object. However, I don't need to because she's standing straight up and down. So I'm gonna double click this. I'm gonna add the layer, remove the smart object, click File, just save it. And then we can X out the smart object. We come back here. It's all good to go. I'm gonna save this now. as mockup 5. Mockup 5, that'll be in the blue jean folder as well. And then we're gonna quickly just erase that, and then bring over that 80% opacity one. Put that there. And again, the rectangle's still there, so all we're gonna do is we're just gonna save this in mockup 5 affinity. Okay, and we're saving them as PSD files, just Photoshop files. Yeah, so .psd, and we'll just save them there. And then as you keep going, you may run into a mockup or two, like the hair is in the way. I don't see any right off the bat, so there may not be that issue, but like, see, this one's fine still because you can see the rectangle will kind of probably go in here, then you'll rotate it. So I doubt that hair's in the way, but if you have somewhere the hair is like dangling down, you may just need to Photoshop that hair onto a new layer and put it above, like Photoshop that hair on a new layer and put it above the rectangle. That way, when we put the design on there, the design's below the hair and it's not above the hair. So there's that. And then, so yeah, basically just go through each of these and you can see within each one, there's the different mockups. Just go through each one and add the ships today and save the 2 files. We'll save the affinity one, mockup one, and then, the affinity one as well. So again, when you save them, first one's mockup 1, mockup 2, mockup 3, mockup 4, and then you have the mockup 3 affinity, mockup 4 affinity, mockup 5 affinity. And when you go to another one, say you're on here, you would have mockup 1, mockup 2, mockup 3, mockup 4, mockup 5, and then just save them in the same folder. That's perfect. And then we need to the sweatshirts. One thing to realize is, oops, that's not the sweatshirts. Here's the sweatshirts. When you get to the sweatshirts, I know these, you can see the strings are over here. So when you put that rectangle on this one, just Photoshop those strings out and put them above the rectangle. That way the design again goes below the rectangle so it looks natural. But other than these 2 hoodie pictures, like that one and the white one, I think all the other ones should be good. But if you see some with hair in the way, then yeah, just Photoshop that out. And of course, let me know if you have any questions.